I know, I've got 45, it's £4.40. No, it's about 9p each, isn't it, or whatever it is, yeah.
Well, 10p for the drive.
That's quite a steep
Yeah, 10
slope
pence
down
each
here.
and 10 pence for the drive is £4.60. It's 20p profit for them, isn't it, mate?
That's quite a steep slope going down here, isn't it?
I can do it. I can't sit
Ooh, it's all dark.
I can.
It's going deeper down in the Dartford tunnel by the looks of it, doesn't it? It's got quite a steep gradient here. We're not literally under the water part yet, so we're still on the land bit of the area. Just as we get to this corner, then we're under the water. Yeah, look out for any leaks. Right, now we're officially under the tide now. This is the lowest part. It's not a very wide river though, is it? By looking at this.
Wider than
Oh, there's a leak there. I saw a leak there. There's some drips around here, yeah. Let's get out quick. Right, we're out of the river area now, back on land.
The land is surprisingly flat up here. But there's an awful lot of, well, in North Wales we call it shale, but I don't know whether they've used any of the stuff from the old coal tips to enhance embankments on these new motorways. Interesting. Food for thought. Well, here we are at Bamburgh Castle and the village of Bamburgh. Very spectacular. The only thing that spoils it is the car park sign and the cars. But this was once a seat of the kings of Northumbria. It's absolutely spectacular, look at that. Probably one of the finest castles in the country, this one. And although it's a bit too much for me to get up there and go inside it, the entrance price is about half of what you pay for Dover, so good value if you're up this way and want to go and look in there. But me and Jackie, we're off to the village. And there goes the little Octare solo bus. It runs along the coast from Bamburgh, a bit further south, all about to Holy Island and Berwick. And I'm standing in a nice modern wooden bus shelter in the village of Annet. It's totally dog friendly. There are some nice old cottages here. There's also a lot of people here. This is the parish church of St Aidan's. That's better in focus. At Bamburgh. What a lovely church. A smashing view behind it, and we'll go and have a look at that in a minute. So let's go and have a look inside the church, shall we? There we are. That is a door for Mark English to trademark. Look at that. I don't know about the origins of the church, we'll find out in a minute. It has what might look at first sight like Norman arches, but the truth will soon be revealed. some of these graves go back. I found one going back to 1776. Excuse me. But this is the most interesting one in the churchyard here. Grace Darling. Remember the famous heroine? Assisted in the rescue of 9 seafarers, I think it was 9, and became a national hero. There's another view of the tower. But if I pan round again, you can see the lower part of Bamburgh and looking out across the North Sea. Considering, as I said before, the weather that's clogged up here like it has in the southeast for the last 3 weeks or so, you couldn't get more of a contrast, and difficult to get it all in properly, but there is the grave and the memorial to Grace Darling. Isn't that nice? Now Jackie's pointed out something very interesting. This of course is a salt laden climate up here, isn't it? Because we're right on the banks of the North Sea. Now I don't know if you can see them. I see them glistening in the sunlight, but you can see the salt crystals there that have formed. I suppose every so often someone comes and cleans them off, but can you see them? Very thick incrustation there. Interesting. This door is not for Mark English. This door is Jackie marked. Seems I was a bit wrong about it being Norman arches, although perhaps borderline end of Norman. There's been a church on this site since 635, but the church you see today, the beginnings of it came at the end of the 12th century, and it's been well extended and restored a lot of times since then. One of the most interesting features, which we didn't get to see down in the crypt, is what they call an ossuary. They discovered a Christian burial site near the castle some years ago. There were 140 remains in graves found there, and they've carefully removed them, and they've been relayed to rest in the crypt in 2016. Swallow. Well, I suppose this must be the classic view of Bamburgh, the village and the castle, looking down past this preserved K6 telephone box. But in the bottom of the wall of the castle there was something I noticed, and this is it. This is the War Memorial, which was first unveiled in 1921, and the cross is made of Portland stone. There are two bronze plaques embedded in the wall there, one with 20 names on it from the First World War and 15 names from the Second World War. And this seems to be quite a popular thing to be viewed here. And as we pass by going back to the coach, it's obviously one of the last things we saw before we left Bamburgh. We're now going to head on towards Lindisfarne, and so we'll see you in part 2.